This video will be dedicated to my dad, who passed away on January the 11th, 2023. It'll actually be the first video that he's never watched.
Did you see that? You gonna play for me today?
Just before he passed, he actually spoke to my son Matthew and actually told him how proud he was of the fact that we were living on a boat and trying to sail around the world. One of the original goals was always to sail the boat back to the UK and to a little town called Brixham. It's a little fishing port that my uncle used to fish out of. He used to fish all along that coast from Plymouth, Dartmouth and Brixham. I had always envisioned that my dad would come on the boat and actually sail with us, which is why it was very hard once he'd told me that he was actually dying of cancer. And the plan is still to sail to Brixham, the Mediterranean, and who knows, maybe the rest of the world, if only just to honour the memory of my dad. My dad travelled the world with the RAF and when we were missionaries. He joined the RAF so that he could see the world, and he got to see Greenland, Malta, Cyprus, Germany and the Maldives. And whilst we were missionaries in Cyprus, he got to visit Egypt. He was an amazing photographer, and some of the pictures that he took of the places that he went are breathtaking. So this one's for you, Dad. I'll see you in the next life.
T-minus 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Input the chamber pressure is low. Nominal power and telemetry. Falcon Heavy is supersonic. Max Q. Vehicle is following a nominal trajectory. Side core shutdown. Booster separation confirmed. Engine shift system. Those are following nominal trajectories. Boost background shutdown. Nico. Stage separation confirmed.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together.
So, when we first got the boat, one of the first things I insisted on doing was changing the standing rigging out. It hadn't been done since the boat had been manufactured, so 19-20 years. And I didn't want to get caught out. You know, the mast coming down on people in the cockpit could be really, really dangerous. But the company that we went to change the standing rigging did everything but the forestay. And the reasoning behind this was that the furler that we had on had seized onto the forestay, and that they didn't want to be liable for breaking the furler, and that if we wanted to change the forestay, we'd have to come up with an additional $4,000 to replace the furler. So we took this at face value and thought, okay, well, we'll change everything but that. We can't afford that right now. We'll do that later on, and then we'll tackle the furler, because we basically didn't have an additional $4,000, sorry. It's me going back to the UK and getting confused. $4,000 to replace the furler. So I'm going to attempt to unseize the bolt that is the problem bolt, and we'll fix it from there. So this is the bolt in question, and someone's put silicone all the way around it. So what we're going to have to do is try and scrape some of that out so we can get some oil or WD-40 behind it. Trusty pick. That came out fairly easy. I'm expecting that to... Oh, that was easy. Some more of that. Wow. So I wasn't expecting that. That came out way easier than I thought it was. And they even told us they tried it and couldn't get the screw to budge. But that came out really easy. So I guess we're taking the sail down and finding a rigger that can replace the forestay. And whilst I've got your attention, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Jason, Jim, Lisa, and Sandra and Josh for being our Patreons and for being along for the journey. It's been awesome having you and sharing some of the stuff that we share behind the scenes on Patreon. And if you're inclined, maybe you could head over to there and see what we're up to when we're not posting videos. And if you've liked this video, well, you kind of know what to do. Please click on that subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We have a lot of people that actually watch the videos that aren't subscribed. And if you've liked it, give us a thumbs up, and you can always leave a comment. We answer everyone, and it'd be great to hear from you. One of the things that we've been wanting to do for a while has been to put a galvanic isoler in. And it basically goes between your shore power and your boat power. It's there to help cut down on stray electrical currents coming from other people's boats, or even stray currents in the water, so that instead of coming up through your shaft and your engine and jumping onto your ground or your keel, and then going out through the mains shore power ground, it helps as a buffer between those and helps cut that potential corrosion down. So we've basically put one in very close to where we've got the main switch GFI for the boat for when we're on shore power, and I'll show you what it's looked like. So this is basically what it looks like. We've it's got one input on either side, one for the shore power and one for the boat, and basically you're interrupting the ground on the shore power line to help prevent that. So what I've done is I've glass fibered some of this and corrected a couple of issues. I've mounted a backing plate so that we can screw it on without having to screw into the fiberglass, and only time will tell. So one of the things you quickly realize is there's, even after a refit, you're doing loads and loads of different boat projects, maintenance, revarnishing, gel coat. So we've spent the last few days redoing all of these. Every bit of teak wood we've sanded down, taken the old varnish off, and then what we've done is we've started to use a different product. So we've started to use this product called Wood Sealer Varnish Primer from Turtle Boat. They do not in any way sponsor us. We got given a little bit of a tin that was left, and we tried it on some wood and we were super impressed. It actually says that you can keep adding coats and not actually put a varnish on if you don't want to, but I'm not so sure about that. It has UV stabilizers in it so that it shouldn't react to the UV light as much. And it also says there's no sanding between coats, but I think that's not quite right for the first coat that you put on, because some of the wood that we've put it on, it basically soaks it up so much that you end up with that rough shine. So I've just put just sanded it down a little bit just to get it smooth and to put the next coat on. So on my days off, that's what I'm doing.